Hello, everybody. It is your Professor Rocco, your boy, coming at you once again with another Age of Sigmar video. In this class, we're doing a little bit of wish listing about this upcoming Battletome for the Beasts of Chaos. We're still kind of an in-between about when the next season is going to drop for the General's Handbook. So, before we get into more, tactical things, it's the winter holidays. Happy holidays to everyone. For me, it's Christmas. For you, it's whatever you celebrate. And I want to make a little Christmas wish list for myself. And do it for whatever holiday you want. If you're going Hanukkah for the 12 days, think of 12 things that could go on here. But for me, right now, alright, a couple things need to happen for me with this book. Let's straight out say it here. One, I need lore where they are going to be a main player. Okay, the Beast of Chaos have always gone against the Wood Elves historically. I need more lines of them going against the Sylvaneth. Be the despoilers of nature that they should be for all the Dark Gods. These are the original children of Chaos, and they need to be represented well. Alright? Second, I really need the big beasts of this book to be as good as every other monster that they've been putting out. I've been waiting for this in Cities of Sigmar. We need to fix the Cygor and the Gorgon models. They are gorgeous models. They come in every start collecting for Beast of Chaos. Everyone has a bajillion of them because they look so... They look so freaking cool. That is how upset I am. I'm hiccuping here. The Cygor and Gorgon look so cool. I've seen so many conversions of them to Bloodthirsters, Keepers of Secrets, you name it. No one wants to run them as a Cygor or Gorgon because they have a 5-up armor save and die to a stiff breeze. And for years, literally years, since the book came out in 2nd edition, we've been playing this game of how low can we drop the points to make the War Scroll better. It needs a rewrite. I think the damage is there on the Gorgon, the resiliency is not. The Cygor needs to be more into anti-magic. If a Slann sees a Cygor on the battlefield, it needs to worry about casting a spell. Give it if there's a miscast. Make the enemy wizard suffer d6 mortal wounds instead of d3 if you're within range of the Cygor. Make it give out an aura that diminishes as it gets hurt of -1 to cast. Give it, some other crazy stuff. This thing is supposed to be an anti-magic null minefield waving a big, column of a temple to huck at somebody. Make me scared of this monster. The Sons of Behemoth have lore where Cygors went and defiled one of their temples. Make me believe that Cygors could fight a Mega Gargant and come out ahead. Right now, they need some love, alright? I want 2-inch reach on Bestigor models, on Bulgor with the great axes. I want Bulgor to get a new model. I said it. We're not promised any of that. This is a wish list right now. I'm writing to Sandy Claus. Jack Skellington will pop up out of my chimney and hand me like an eel trying to eat me, because he knows I love Deepkin. I want a surprise out of this book. I want Bulgor to be as scary as they should be. We're all riding the Dragon Ogre, or colloquially known as the Droger, which finally has gotten its time in the sun. Again, in Age of Sigmar, they gave it cool lore that those models were originally from Azir kicked out, and there's a whole reason to hate the Stormcast, be chaotic. I love this. I want the Bulgor to get the love that the Dragon Ogres are getting now, with good usable rules, where I could field like a 6 blocks with a great weapon, then 2-3 blocks with the shield and axe combo. fill my battle line, and it feels good to play. I want that for them. Alright? I really, really, really want there to be a reason to bring the regular Gore models. Now let's go over the hierarchy real quick here. This is more of a Rocco rant. I'm not doing the slides. I have the book up. Forgive me. I'm trying different things out with our content here to see if things will stick or how they'll do. Alright? So, there's Ungor, which are like the basic... They're not even fully in the herd. They tinker. They do things that the rest of the beastmen find repulsive. You know them as Ungor raiders with their bows. Or the Ungor... I think they're just Ungor. That are battle line. Where their whole shtick is generally just being sacrificed to the... Yeah, just Ungor. That they're sacrificed to the Herdstone to get primordial call points. I want them to stay as they are. They're basic grunts. They've got a ranged version. They do good. They do good. Then we have Best of Gore, 2 spots above them, which are the Best of Gore, which used to be like a Cornate kind of thing. Now they're just like the elite, regular. There used to be Pestigore, Corngore, we had them for different gods. I want those Pestigore to have 2-inch reach. And I want them to do something where, again, because the fear is now, right? We've done videos covering it in the past. The 4-up save doesn't feel like you get enough out of them. They need bonuses to charge. They need to be an active melee threat. I feel like they need to have like the speed of Slanesh. What we associate with them in there for something. But really, they're still good as they are. But the regular Gore that currently have a 5-up save, you can give them shields. They have a 6-inch move, 5 bravery, 1 wound each. The Gore blades are forced to hit, forced to wound, no run, 1 damage, 1 attack. Yes, they have a cool rule where if they come out of reserves, they get to reroll charges. 70 points for 10 of them. As the book stands right now, there is no reason to ever take a unit of Gore. There isn't. Ungors are cheaper by 5 points. And generally do the same kind of damage. Might die a little bit quicker, but they're there to die. For cheaper. Bestigor really are better for offensive output, and they have a better save. And they've got more rules to really interact with the game. Give me a reason to love the regular Gore again. You know, this is going to seem silly. So, in the list of behemoths in the Beast of Chaos book is the Chaos Gargant. It is what we'd consider a man-crusher Gargant in the Sons of Behemoth book. It's still here. And it has really... Alright, so currently, it needs a rules update. Give it the profile of a Man-Crusher Mega Gargant, because right now, at its top bracket of 0 to 2 wounds taken, it moves 8 inches, it has 3d6 club attacks, and its headbutt does 6 damage. Because dice are so swingy, 3d6 damage could spike to 18 or go down to 3. You know, you play the odds, it's going to be like 7. It's going to be about 10. But it doesn't need to be a variable dice roll for how many attacks you get, and that goes down as it gets hurt. You know, the thing is with a lot of Beast of Chaos monsters, how they bracket has not been brought in line with the other 3rd edition books for obvious reasons. But, you know, like, there could have been, like, in the quarterly update, there could have been ways to update this. give them new war scrolls, push stuff out. And I want to see how Games Workshop fixes the Beast of Chaos monsters with all their bracketing, especially if they're even going to keep the Chaos Gargant. It's a really cool model. I've even played against one within the last year. Someone brought it out in their Beast of Chaos army. I love that. Actually, I played against two. I think about it. People loved it in Fantasy. It was a cool way to bring them in to Age of Sigmar. And now with the Sons of Behemoth book out, maybe it's time to retire the Chaos Gargant. Or maybe it's time to bring it in line with its buddies over in the other book. We have a good template for good monsters that have a table. Now, when I say monsters bracketing, I feel like I do need to explain myself a bit for those who are new to the channel or don't know what I'm talking about, coming from different game systems and you're here to learn. As monsters take wounds and suffer wounds from being attacked in Age of Sigmar, their profiles for like how many attacks they do, how far they move, how easily do they hit and wound, how much damage do they do, can all go down. Generally, in 3rd edition, if you lose like a third to a half of your wounds, that's when you drop down to your next bracket. Some books are more generous than others. Like my Leviathan Shelley, she has 16 wounds. Her first bracket is 0 to 8 wounds taken, if I remember right. Which makes her extremely resilient and very capable of dishing out damage and staying in long, protracted fights. For a lot of the Beast of Chaos model range, they do not do protracted fights, as we've covered previously, and I think I'm going to throw that video at the end of this one too, just to let y'all see what we're talking about here and working with. A lot of the gameplay with Beast of Chaos is how long can your army hold out to score points while sacrificing units and hopefully either rallying them back to fill them up again if you brought in large units, or replacing them with units you've summoned. Now, Dragon Ogres are a very reliable anvil in this army, and I love them for that role. I think Bulgor need to be a damage powerhouse. I feel that the whole Gore line from Ungor, Gore to Bestigor need to be a microcosm of that, where it's floods of bodies that aren't necessarily the best, unless you're a Bestigor at doing everything, but you start costing points then. And, we have several playstyles that can be had through this. I want the Cockatrices and the Razor Gores of the world to be good. I want the Tuskor Chariot to still be a really cool piece that can reroll charge rolls and do goofy things. The Beast of Chaos book has so many war scrolls and all the Tzeentch Gore stuff, the Zangors, the Zangor Skyfires, the Enlighten on Discs, the Zangor Shaman. There are so many war scrolls in this book. And the reason I want to see all this happen, of better monster profiles and maybe a little more durability, is I want to see how they handle the Cities of Sigmar book with a lot of old, outdated war scrolls to the game as it is in this edition, and what they bring that up into. Same with the future, because Gloomspite Gitz will eventually be getting a new book too. I feel like this book here is a test to bring up the Beast of Chaos, who really only recently have been doing good because of a White Dwarf update. And some people even saying it's a little bit overpowered for what they've done with their Herdstone centerpiece terrain. I want to see where Games Workshop goes with that. And I feel like this book has just so much potential to keep up what's generally been a good series of book releases for 3rd edition. Flavorful rules, for books with a lot of war scrolls, like, say, Stormcast. Yes, everyone's going, oh my god, the dragons are really strong. So is almost all of that book. If, like, the Evocators went down a little bit in points, all of a sudden you'd be seeing spam lists of Evocators running everyone over. That whole book is good. And I feel like the Beasts of Chaos, once you move a bit more past the Dragon Ogres, will just be this powerhouse. I haven't even gotten into all the heroes and the good magic that they do have that I want to see stay. I haven't even gotten into sub-factions yet because I love Darkwalkers. I love All Herd. I feel like Gavespawn, however you want to say that, where they die and turn into spawn to buff the army. I love that mechanic. I like that you can go without a named Great Fray subfaction and build your own because of how just chaotic and crazy and patchwork all the herds are in the Beast of Chaos. They are not a unified faction by any means. And the fact that they're just people that get mutated into, like, I want to see them so strong in the realm of Gur while we're still here. And I want to see them go on with their deep strike mechanic. Like, maybe they can just come out of terrain pieces. Maybe you change that up instead of just being the table edges. If you go a certain sub-faction. Maybe you can become a more magic dominant faction because you've turned in with Tzeentch. Maybe that's the way they go with Great Phrase. Gavespawn goes more Nurgly. All Herd goes Undivided. You have Darkwalkers being like maybe Slaanesh. Or Khorne. Maybe Khorne just jumping out of the shadows and murking people. But I think Khorne might take the slightly more honest fight. Or I think Slaanesh or Tzeentch might, more tricksy, more excessive. But, I want to see them still with all the sub-factions, each one have a unique way to play. Where, like, as we've seen with all of these other books that have come out from Nurgle on, you can build around a certain set of units, and every sub-faction, or almost everyone, can work. Give me 3 usable sub-factions where I do not have an answer for my viewers of which one's the overpowered one. That's what I want to see in this book. And I'm going to say again, the monster thing getting redone, because there's so many cool models in this army and such a deep summoning pool of stuff that has been from a bygone era of fantasy, where I want to see them get touched up and brought into modern 3rd edition. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to class today and hearing my rant about what I want out of the Beast of Chaos book. What do you want? What unit do you want to see redone? Do you agree that the Cygor needs love, or do you think it's fine the way it is? Tell me why I'm wrong in the comments below. Leave a like if I made you laugh a little bit, or you agree with some of the stuff. You want more videos like this. And leave a comment, too, for other things you want me to cover. Like, in the future, when the new General's Handbook drops eventually, which should be... Gosh, it's the beginning of December right now. We probably have like a month or so left of this one, maybe a little bit more. A new one should be coming soon. And then when that drops, we'll be going over the battle tactics and battle plans for that. I don't want to start doing those right now for the current book, like revisiting some things, because by the time all those videos come out, it'll just be out of date. But soon, we will definitely be doing those. But also, just say hi. I like talking to y'all. Have a good rest of your day, and as I like to say at the end of all of our videos, class dismissed. Bye.